So I can go get that ice pack. It's a checkpoint. Very good, Jeeves. Jeeves looks really weird with 2 arms. I'm just gonna say it. Dude, you have infinite time. I could probably finish the entire parkour ring. Oh, that's not the right side to climb up, because now I get a turnaround animation. Okay. An ice pack. I keep buying protein bars. Not often, but every once in a while, because the place that sells the protein bars I like doesn't have any local outlets. I keep ordering them, and they keep shipping them to me with ice packs in them. And I'm like, these are protein bars. While I appreciate the effort, really not necessary. But my favorite ice packs actually came from a chocolate company called Seas. They're out in the Pacific Northwest with me, and they really, really do a good job of keeping things cold. I mean, not surprisingly, right? Like, chocolate is a huge deal to keep chilled. But it's just kind of entertaining that I'm like, I've been reusing these ice packs, I think, for like 10 years. And they're not anything fancy. They're just like basic, like, whatever freezer goo that you know, freeze, and it just solidifies in like some crappy plastic wrap, you know, labeled with the company. Like, I'm sure it's, as with most of these things, it's like they buy it in bulk from somewhere and then they put their branding on it. But it works. So weird that some of the things I have that are like very, very generic, and they're like, no, this is the good version of it. Okay. That's the problem I have with my mouse. I have a really old mouse. It's like an old Logitech mouse. It's like, it's nothing fancy. I mean, it was nice at the time, and now it's just like, oh, it's a mouse. And they discontinued it, and they're like, oh, no, they're so much better. And I'm like, every time I use your better mouse, it does not work. And does not feel right, doesn't fit my hand the same way. And obviously, fit my hand is like incredibly specific, right? I have whatever hands I have. Hob. Jesus. Okay, I'll accept my 3 seconds lost for being a complete nitwit. Sorry. That's the wrong way to go. So like, I really like this mouse. This is my, I think, second one of them. No, I think it's my third, and I have a fourth just like ready in a box from a friend who bought one and was like, yeah, it doesn't really work for me, and I'm like, great, send it to me, please. But like no, I think this actually might be my second, because I think the problem I had with the first one was that the scroll wheel finally gave in. You know, some rubber scroll wheel. And I used to keep my fingernails longer than I do now, and as a result, I was like slowly eating into the material of the scroll wheel, and it just like eventually gave in. The only thing I haven't done that I'm debating is actually opening it up and cleaning it out, and I'm like so scared that I'm gonna break it in some permanent way, and I have literally one replacement. Like, again, I'm sure they're on eBay or whatever, like I could find them. I just undid my split because I pushed a button on my mouse while I picked it up. Well, we'll never know what my wake-up time was. Whatever, man. I have video evidence if I need it. It didn't really matter. Okay. This ice pack is making my arm a little uncomfortable because it's elevating it above my armrest. But I will try to keep my hands near it, or I will try to keep it handy so that I can ice my wrist at some point. Because all the way up to my shoulder is feeling a bit sore. Usually means I've been playing too many video games. Okay, well, you're not supposed to get a hard fall, but yeah, there's a set of vines there that you would normally climb down, and I realize you don't have to. I should check if you can make that diagonal jump, actually. Because that's not crazy. If it's safe. Again, if it's not safe, we're not doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, mash X. But that might be possible. It also might have just been like one of my first fully clean runs through Punch Cave that I golded it. Oh, nice. I got the roll there. I haven't been going for that, but I really should be, because it's a hard fall. You can roll it. I mean, if my arm gets too tired, I will just, like, stop. I can do that. Right, so I'm supposed to activate the mouse here to make sure that I've got it. That's another place I should be taking a roll, because that is usually a hard fall. And again, once you land it, it's safe. Oh, I guess I don't know if I'm landing it or I'm landing on a lip. And if I hit B while I'm landing on a lip, I'll drop, which would be really bad. Sure. That might have been a gold, but probably wasn't. I didn't have my mouse ready, though. That's the thing I'm supposed to ready to the main menu. Still, not bad. I think that's our only main menu in the entire run, so we can forget about the mouse now. Power. Really, Jeeves? It's the power line? I hadn't figured that out. was not holding D-pad down there, and I should have been. I was trying to stick down. Wow. This line is not the easiest to run, because I don't really know where it is. A little far forward. Oh, dude, beautiful jumps. Alright, let's just not soft lock here. That would be cool. Ridu had a strat that I have not learned where you dropped onto the rotating gear. And it's definitely faster, but I'm also bad at it. Just gonna stop moving for a second so Hob isn't floating. Looks like we're good. For context, because you won't see this if this PBs, the last run I did, I soft locked here because Hob was in midair and never hit the ground and therefore never triggered the checkpoint, I think, is the answer. So the game just sort of never progresses. Not the checkpoint, the save. I should D-pad down here. Might make getting onto that platform more consistent. Might make it less consistent. That's a horrible jump. I'm not even gonna bother landing it. Okay, that was close. Ah, my angle was off. My angle was off again. That looks good. Fine. So we have now reached the portion of the run where we're going to be using blink basically all the time. So I'm going to be spacing my rolls only when I absolutely need them. Oh, that was not what I wanted. I wanted that. Okay, so I want Hob to drop, turn around, and then I want to hold X, and the game's a little bit finicky about that for obvious reasons. The obvious reasons being you're not supposed to be standing there. I don't think I get my blink back here. Yeah, I don't. So that was a bit of a time loss, even though it's supposed to be a time save. But it's worth it for the practice, because this is not necessarily going to be a PB. Okay. But this is somewhere that I can squeeze in one roll. And then I should have my stamina back for a blink right there. And I don't want to be doing that because I'm trying to go here. And I keep forgetting that. So I need to unlearn that strat and not roll anymore because it's screwing me up. Okay, and I do want to go straight down here. I was going around for a while and it's just not worth it. That was a bit sketchy. You missed the jump there, you do just die. Yeah, I reset the gold split here. So I have potential to gold this then. But I have a really old gold that I don't know if it's real or not. I guess I could, like, menu respawn there too. It'd technically be faster. Yeah. Good talk. What a blazing fast time. No, I do legitimately believe there's like 20 seconds to save there, just like not being terrible. But that's not this run. This run's starting out pretty terrible. Because this is glitchless, we do have to move the spider tank. Which is probably more accurately a crab tank, but, you know, it's got the 4 things around the side, and it's got the 3 on the bottom, so it's a spider. Or the 4 on the bottom, so it's a spider. 8. Anything that looks like 8 is a spider. But it moves like a crab. Not like a spider. Alright, and I do have a blink here, but I'm actually not using it. Because if I get here too fast, the handprint too fast, the platform hasn't finished settling, and then when I come back up out of Electric Underground, the platform is gone, and then you are very sad to run all the way back to the start and grab it again. Like 30 seconds. Looks good. So legal and glitchless, very long jumps that are canceled by ladder grabs. Not legal and glitchless, very long jumps that are canceled by punching or warping off of a ledge to start a really long fall. It's a little bit arbitrary, but the main idea is that like the jump to the ladder is a pretty standard video game mechanic of falling damage getting canceled on ladders. So we're just kind of allowing it here because it's not crazy. Jumping from a little lower now. Hob. Oh my god. A little bit sketchy there. Hob was not turned all the way up because he kept his momentum through the doorway, and then I nearly died. But I didn't. Gold? Oh, 0.3. Hell yeah. And it was also fast enough that I'm allowed to move during this cutscene, which is good. If you get to the turn lever fast enough, you are allowed to move while the platform is rising. I don't quite know why. My best guess is that the animation of, like, the first animation that you get from the, like, central platform rising and such is still finishing. And so when you start the first cutscene, the, like, spin the thing cutscene, it locks your motion. And then the first cutscene finishes and you're given your motion back again. That's my best assumption. I don't have any proof of that. It's just how it's worked in other games. One of those things where it's like, if I had a lot more decomp information about Hob, I would probably be able to prove that, but there are way higher priority things on the decomp, I think. I don't know. The grapple thing was the main decomp thing I wanted to solve. Oh, I wanted no clip. That's the thing. I want the trainer to have a function that lets you fly, which means disabling gravity, which means figuring out where they keep gravity in this game, which I haven't done. So at some point. Yeah, so there's a like nearly glitchless strat where you can do this power skip because you can jump to an invisible wall up here. I forgot to link. But invisible walls have been banned for obvious reasons. Mainly being that they're not very glitchless, so... Okay, and we're running back. This is a slight reroute. When Ridu did this run, he did something that I thought was very interesting, which was that he used to warp. Sorry, had to focus for a little bit because moving while blind is hard. He would do a strat where he would warp back to electric in order to get to intro corruption. We killed that. Or we are killing that because you can warp to here, to this location, this teleporter, and then take the checkpoint. And that turns out to just be a little bit faster. You turned on the power. Thanks, Jeeves. I noticed. We warp to intro, and then we take the intro checkpoint instead of warping around quite as far. Still not convinced this warp saves any time, because you just stand here like an idiot for longer. One of the glitchiest glitchless tricks we have. But as a result, it means that we are required to get the intro teleporter, the intro checkpoint. With Ridu's warps, we weren't. We were able to go intro. Well, I don't even know if that was true, because we needed to go intro to get this teleport to do desert later. Hob. Anyway, point is, we're not doing that anymore, which means that we need to get the... It's a long sequence of things. So because we're going to get the intro checkpoint later, we need to get the Forge teleporter. And what we were doing for a little while was that we were not getting the Forge teleporter. We were going through Punch Cave and just being like, you know what, I don't have to menu at the end of Punch Cave. That's worth something. I should not roll there. That's worth something, right? Like, the menu takes, I think we counted it like 5 seconds to pause the game, reload the game, and then etc. And because you're not taking the warp, that means you can't warp back from Brain Electric when you finish it. And so instead, at the end of Electric, we would be... this guy's in the way. 2, 3, 4. Please don't block me. Thank you. Oh, okay. I do actually have to kill them now, because I'm going to die otherwise. They eat up your health really fast. This game has no iframes. Okay, so, sorry. Rolling back a little bit. So, what I did in this run was I went to Electric and I ran back and I got the teleporter. And that's a little bit faster than what we were doing for a while, which was taking the warps. The like sort of intended way to leave Electric. It's like 4 seconds faster. And we're like, well, 4 seconds versus 5 seconds for quitting the menu. Yeah, it's a bit of a wash, but like we might as well do it. Whoopsie. Hob. Thank you. Let's not ruin this good factory entry by screwing everything up. Ruin it a little bit. Yeah, I have 40 seconds to save here. I like beefed that entry segment before. So yeah, so as a result of all of that now, we are back to menuing at the start. Which I wasn't doing for a while. Which was nice, because I didn't have to deal with my mouse. 2 hearts. So I will be doing the death. Which you don't normally have to do in glitchless, but... Darling, don't you cry. So this 8 seconds is not quite true. I think this is just not a perfect factory gold. Ooh, that was a little far south. Okay, it was fine. That jump is still worth it just because it's so much quicker. Like, the terrain here is a pain to navigate. Yeah, I'm not going for the jump. Because this is not a category, or not a moment when every second matters. There is a jump you can make to skip waiting for this arm to move. I keep forgetting I'm not supposed to blink to the arm, because I'm supposed to blink off of the arm. But that jump is hard, and saves maybe like 2 seconds. Maybe 5. And like, there are better things to do with that time, like not die. Because dying is really bad. Anyway, so the really big route improvement, though, other than like not failing several of the things that I have failed in my PB, you'll see when the best possible time save is very large. Okay, sorry, focusing again. Focusing, it's still screwing it up. 30 seconds, I think, for that one. Last time, I lost a minute on dying on the very last cycle, because I couldn't climb down a ladder. So, you know, it can always be worse. Okay, better. I also died here yesterday going for the ladder jump, but then I got it in the, or not yesterday, last run, but I also got it over the weekend, so we're going for it. Because it's not hard. Okay, so I don't actually have a split on the halfway, but theoretically I could have one. It's supposed to be 3 minutes, and it was a little, or it's supposed to be less than 3 minutes, but that was 3. It was like 3:08 or something. Because of the death. Ice pack is going on my shoulder at the next break. Because my arm is feeling better. Some of that is just that I'm using the muscles, and it'll always feel better while it's in use. Oh, I don't need to take a respawn because I already died. Okay. Shoulder. Oh, yes. I love ice packs. Oh, man. I'm gonna bring it to bed and lie down. It's gonna be great. Lie down with an ice pack. Relax. Okay, I have to hit a cycle here. It's not very hard. And I even did some practice of the backup during the race. But I hit the roll, so. Literally, as long as you jump off like a few feet from the bottom and then hit the roll, you'll be fine. Because we never make this cycle. If we could, I think we would save a platform cycle, but it's like way too far. You can do it with roll cancels, but we're not allowed those, so. But as a result, I get to do this. So it's this cycle. You can jump across the gap here, but you basically have to be on the platform before it starts rotating, was what I was learning. Because once it's rotating, you basically have no good momentum. But the trick is that you save a blink, and so you can blink down the platform so you can get to the end of it, which is cool. But also, I don't want to do that ever, because it's riskier than just waiting for the platform cycle to align. Oh, I missed my visual cue. +5. This is not the best factory. I hope you understand. Yep, that was good. Not. This is where we usually do our roll cancels, but we're not allowed. Okay, let's not die on this cycle. That would be great. I'm gonna slow walk when I get to the ladder. That jump is so sketchy sometimes. I need a camera here too to try and figure out if I can get to the checkpoint. I really don't think I can, but there's a chance. And if you could, it would be amazing, so. Okay, we're gonna walk here. We're gonna grab the ladder. Hell yeah, Hob. You're the best. Jumping over that because the trigger is just a hitbox, and the collision is pretty gross. Okay, so we are losing a bunch of time in factory. It's okay. We had a bit of a lead. Hello. Hello? Hob, please. I'm already losing so much time. Yeah, it's fine. We can be even out of factory. We can be behind out of factory. I have, and the unfortunate truth of it is, a minute to save on Swiss cheese. And, like, a minute to save on intro because I died. And, like, there's a bunch of other small stuff of, like, you know, don't screw up factory, but... Hello. But other than that, just kind of have to not screw everything up. This has boss fight in it, so I'm not expecting to tie this gold or even get that close. Boss fight's hard. But the plan I have now is pretty good, which is it's 3 hits and then run, and then 3 hits and then run, and then 4 hits and then run, and 4 hits and run. Because you can comfortably get 3 and then just leave, and you'll have baited an attack by then. Excuse me. And if you get 4 hits, yeah, and then sorry, the second time you fight each enemy, you could pretty comfortably get 4 hits because it's the 3 that you're getting before, and then just you rush the last hit. You can get them before they swing. There's obviously variation there, because it depends on how close you are, and sometimes they just decide to attack early. But hello. I missed my roll. Okay, so I have to get past this guy before I can blink. Or else I blink into him, which is cool, and everyone loves that. Okay, I'm gonna save this blink now. No, I'm not playing Elder's Heirlooms. I do not need stamina here. Whoa, I got the run up. Weird. Alright, boss fight time. We need to make sure we get forest TP. I missed that last time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got a friendly fire. Oh my god, I bonked. Well, that's fine. I mean, not great, but I will accept it. As mistakes go, getting killed by boss fight is very much a reasonable one. Nice. Okay. If you get that blink from the right spot, you get a little bit of speed for some reason. And then you can make it into the platform. Using D-pad there because I cannot see. I'm taking that little nub instead of the straight piece, even though it was sort of lined up, because then I have more consistency with that strat. Okay, so I am losing time here to the boss fight death. Not surprising, but it's not an insurmountable amount of time. like right foot over there. Yeah. That was good positioning. Yeah, so here's the 43 seconds we get for free. With the help of the camera, I was able to rotate and check that the sort of run along the tree line that any percent does from forest to electric is pretty much legit. We weren't sure when it was sort of covered by trees. With a rotated camera, it's like very obviously like this is inbounds terrain. You're not doing anything sketchy. And so it's been allowed in any percent glitchless, which is great because it means we don't have to go down to the like lower area and raise the water there, raise the land there. As you can see from my splits, it's about 43 seconds of time save, which is cool. Because as you can also tell, I'm not that good yet and keep losing time in lots of places. Thanks, Hob. Hob says, absolutely, whatever you want. So instead of going north, we are going to go east. And I like to just run along the land here and take this jump because it avoids a hard fall. Okay, around one more, and then this one's the jump. Nice. I am taking that very slow because I have not done that trick that many times. This trick has been known for a while. Any percent does it with a long jump, but we can't, so we do it the sort of boring way with the parkour. But I don't mind not doing long jumps all the time. That's why I run this category. I'm expecting to gold because I think I died last time I was pulling that trick off. This might be closer to a minute on gold. A little less. No, I guess I didn't die. Maybe that was in the race. That was 2 seconds slower, probably from the time spent lining up. Nice air. And nice air punch, Hob. Jesus. Now we do still have to do this puzzle. This puzzle kinda But we get a bunch of blinks, which is kind of fun. Forgot to blink here. It's okay. It's a really hard blink to get anything good out of anyways. Alright, we are done moving spiders. Finally. Excuse me, Hob. Okay, let's try and remember to not blink here. I think I can do it. tried to blink off that ledge. I'm like, oh, it'll get me down to the platform faster. Well, technically that is true. I do need the blink. So. We are coming up on kneecaps, everyone's favorite mini-boss. So named because he has kneecaps, as opposed to every other boss in this game, who does not. And thus we must remove his kneecaps, to make him just like everyone else. Oh, I did not realize I got control that early. Excuse me, Jeeves. I'm very far back. That's okay. That was close. It wasn't actually. I think Hob has a platform below him there, but it looked scary. Let me be freaked out a bit, okay? I do not want to take the blink here because I want to dodge these guys, and the blink sometimes takes me into them, which is not fun. This is gold. 5-second gold. Nice. Even with the really bad movement. Okay, whatever. We're fine. We're fine. I did trigger the visual glitch here, so I have to not blink out of here. My next blink must be in normal terrain, or else the game will crash. Don't worry about it. Yeah, if you blink into a loading zone, the animation of the blink doesn't finish. It's a visual glitch only, it doesn't affect gameplay. And it mostly goes away anyway. Oh, I have Explode Death. Where did I get that from? Who knows? A little slow here, a little late on this. There we go. Grab, Hob, thank you. Wow. Okay, so the idea is we fight the gremlins while we bait this guy over here. Shove him off the edge. That was pretty good, actually. I've been working on a strat where you only break one of his kneecaps, which I think has to be the left kneecap for some reason. Because it seems like one of the kneecaps doesn't really affect anything. Like, I think really what's going on is if you hit both of his kneecaps at the same time, there's one that takes priority. My PB, or I guess my gold. My PB is not that amazing of a kneecaps fight, but my gold is a pretty solid kneecaps fight. So I'm not expecting to beat that, but I would like to at least be saving a little bit of time here. Bye, Rogue. Excuse me, Mr. Boomerang Man. Please do not boomerang me. Thank you. Nice hard fall. Oh, I have 2 health. That is spooky. I forgot. Those guys deal 2 damage. So if I take damage early, they can one-shot me. Whoa! We golded kneecaps. All right, time to lose all of this time failing Swiss cheese. Let's go. Swiss cheese is the name for this coming up glitchless skip. It's going to get us the back half of the water dungeon. You can see the split is enter underwater 2. We're going to be going in the second underwater dungeon. We're just completely skipping the front half. And it is because the walls in this game are made of Swiss cheese. And in particular, it's like a Swiss cheese-esque, like you're going to jump through a gap in some corruption. You can see it right in the background right now. It's right over here. I'm also trying to not be quite as safe at this as I was before. I'm going to try to not stand on that platform, which I was doing. It cost like a second. Okay, failed it. I jumped a little bit too far south. So our first jump is going to be across the gap. This part's relatively quick to retry. I want to say it's like 20 seconds. A death here is not that big of a deal. Okay, so because the fish is here, I am going to step on the platform. Because it resets the fish aggro. Alright, nice. Second jump. That one's a bit blind, but it's relatively safe. The third one, which is not blind right here, but then becomes blind because we get behind. Okay, we have made it through Swiss cheese. Now we have box jump. So normally you would have to go and fight another kneecaps enemy here. I'm going to focus instead of trying to explain the trick. There we go. Okay. So yeah, normally you'd have to fight kneecaps here. I'm losing time, but that's okay as long as I don't die to kneecaps. This man affectionately named Kneecaps 3. Kneecaps 1 is our original kneecaps that we actually fight in this category. Kneecaps 2 is in the front half of water. Okay. Excuse me, I'm going to play this a little bit safe. I do not want to die. So that's Kneecaps 3. Normally you would fight him, then spin the lever that you can see behind there to lower this center platform, and then you could blink across, grab the box, drop down. It was this like very, very long process. We were able to do a little bit better because we learned that you could spin the platform without waking kneecaps, so you didn't have to fight him, which was great, but it was still pretty bad. Okay, tying PB is totally fine. I think this is goldable from what I was seeing last run. But I have a minute to save on intercorruption if I don't die to the duck deer. So that's the goal, is stay within a minute, and being green is definitely within a minute, so. Alright, time for the water fight. Not my favorite fight, but technically a little easier than Kneecaps 3, so we take these. Alright, number 1. So that should kill. Okay. Am I spinning the wrong direction? Yes, I am. I'm not kidding there. I want to be spinning a particular direction so that when he drops his, when he attacks, and then his shield comes back up. Right. So when I bait out the attack by spinning him in circles, I get a bunch of free hits on him. But you need 7 hits on him, and you won't always get them before he recovers. So you want him to recover in the direction where his shield is not facing you. So you get a couple of extra hits. We're gonna dodge this guy. Okay. Bye-bye. He should be out of aggro range now. Or at least out of a line of sight for a roll. Normally, he does not spot you that early, but because I missed the box, I believe I made noise, and that aggroed him. So yeah, that fight, we used to bait all the enemies into the corruption. Riru, who is the other really serious glitchless runner, hated it, because he was like, it's slow, and I'm like, yeah, but it's safe, and dying to this fight sucks. He's like, yeah, but like, speed. He was very much a speed over consistency sort of person, which I think is crazy for this game, but whatever. This game has so many punishing deaths. Anyways, our differences aside, he showed that it was pretty easy to fight those spearmen, which was good. Both the robots were together, which I think is slightly faster. I don't think it really matters. It's just nice. Right, so the next trick here is the pipe jump. So at the end of this, there is a little bit of corruption that we're sort of supposed to run around. There's a somewhat precise drop that you can make onto a pipe to skip some of that. But then the harder part comes after that, where you have to make a jump to a ladder. We'll see how that one goes. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Yep, nope, we're good. So we grab this checkpoint, we slow walk off here, we take the drop, and then we line up along this bottom edge and we take a jump. Perfect. Okay, so now we're on this pipe. Oh, beautiful. So yeah, it's worth it just getting on that pipe, because then you can get to the switch to raise the water early. But if you're really good, you make that jump to the ladder, and then you don't have to raise the water at all, which is nice. Okay, I'm not going to take another blink here, because I want my stamina for the grapple. Alright, we are making it through water corruption in a reasonable amount of time. Crazy. Water corruption angles left for some reason. Nice! Managed to not lose time in water corruption, hell yeah. I probably shouldn't be taking rolls there at all, but it feels good. I like rolling. Rolling feels fast. It's not, but it feels fast. Oh, hello. Goodbye. Running into walls. It's okay. wave goodbye to kneecaps. We're gonna hopefully not get fished here, which we shouldn't because we're swimming very fast. We come on to, I mean, in theory we're supposed to follow the pipes, but like you can just kind of swim all the way down here, which is good because there's a bunch of bugs and they're annoying. I'm not supposed to roll there. The number of places where I'm not supposed to roll is incredibly high. And then we have a flush animation. The big toilet. But I just chose not to get in the water because I don't like getting wet. As the game said, too bad. Teleported me in. But, important speed tech. We do not have to talk to Jeeves. Starting the water is sufficient to get us... activating the toilet is sufficient to enable this lever down south in pipes. And since that is the place we're going, we will be skipping bringing the water west. We only need to bring the water south. And talking to Jeeves is what lets you bring the water west. But, oop, I should not blink there, I guess. So yeah, cool tech. More tech here. Instead of walking all the way around from this gap in the trees, you can D-pad left, ow, and occasionally get poked. Just a little bit of faster movement. I still have to not screw up this parkour, which has happened many times. Fortunately, all of the duck deer are dead, so if I fail this jump, it's entirely on me. Nice. Just barely in the corner of your screen, you can grab that, which is cool. And I did all of this without touching the intro pipes checkpoint. Ooh, another gold. Which means that we are en route. Oh, nice! I have poison death. That's great now. Because I got poked. Oh, I did touch the pipes checkpoint. Okay, well, I didn't think I touched the pipes checkpoint, but apparently I did. Oops. It's fine. Salvageable. I mean, it's slow, but it's fine. You just climb out of pipes. Actually, I wonder if at that point it was faster to just keep bringing the water south. Probably not. Ah, maybe. I don't remember how much time this strat saves. I guess I should retime this strat. Oh, that's why we didn't used to do it. Because we used to bring the water all the way south. And I found a way to pull off the any percent jump over the vines without that. I need more stamina before I grab this, or the game will drop me. But I timed it at 25, but maybe that's being eaten into by that checkpoint. But is it 25 seconds to climb that? Probably not. Alright, nice. I remembered the correct spot to jump, which is really all you need. Alright. There is a safe spot here, thank God, because otherwise we would just die to the duck deer. We are off the nav mesh, so they don't know how to get back here. Unfortunately, one of them got a little close, so I have to wait for the poison to dissipate. Okay, so I still lost 30 seconds there. Oh, that was because of the pipes. Yeah. The pipes snafu. I have 40 seconds here as well. Wild. Okay, so with this checkpoint, we now get to run and do the enter desert warp again. I might need to retime this because I think my original timing was using the fact that the door would be open. So you might be confused, like, didn't we walk past a shortcut door? Why aren't we taking that? Unfortunately, the trigger to keep that door open is not here. You have to push the button, but then you have to take the intended path in. And because we did not take the intended path in, the game will not keep that door open, which sucks. But here we are. Okay, so... Nice. Less nice, but acceptable. There's a blink across that gap. You go for it, even if it's very, very hard and almost never works. acceptable. The trade-off is if I don't go for it, I can grapple, and I save a little bit of time landing in the water, because I get to just grapple around, but it's fine. I mean, that blink across the gap is a big deal. Unfortunately, it's really inconsistent for me, and everyone I've talked to is like, just vibes it, man, and I don't vibe with that. Thanks, Hob. Okay, but... Oh, okay, I missed the jump. Didn't die, though. Hob, up, please. Do I have to jump that? I have to jump that, okay. But I still didn't die, which is the big part. So I think I still am saving some of this time. Some of this time. Yep, not all of it. It's okay. I had 36 seconds to save. If I can save, 25 of that, that's fine. I might have died doing the entry jump, actually. Okay, I have a little bit of time to save here, which is surprising. Oh, that's roly-poly. Yeah. So, again, unlike normal any percent, we don't get to just, like, zoop our way to the core. The only way we have of getting there is through the sort of intended roly-poly cave down here. Fortunately, we have a bit of a drop, so that saves us doing the puzzle up top. Roll, please. Oh, God. That was a really good fight, though. I managed to get them to hit each other in the sequence that you want, so that one of them is left with 1 health. Sometimes when you do it, one of them is left with 2 health, or 2 shields, and so you're, like, forced to deal with that. Little line up here to get a faster walk off from the top of this ladder. We land on this little tree stump, or tree ledge, tree limb back there. Hob. Alright, almost there. All we have left is one of the hardest tricks on the run. Yay! Okay. Ooh. 15-second gold. Okay. Surprising. I thought my segment was pretty clean, but I guess that... Oh, no, but that was a really good fight. Yeah. I might actually highlight that fight, because that was very good. Alright, so now we are going to warp up to Cemetery. Then we're going to warp to Forest. This might look a little weird, but we're basically doing this so that we can respawn at Cemetery when we're done with all of this. We're going to be dodging checkpoints again, which is a little nerve-wracking, but, there's only a really hard trick coming up. Okay. Climb the ladder that we opened earlier. Okay. Sprite Mom gives us a core. I mean, she does a little dance first, but then she gives us a core for clearing all the corruptions. And then she has to show us the map to tell us where to put the core. And because we never talk to Jeeves, the game is like, wait a minute, you need to go deal with the water. And we're like, yeah, about that. Okay, so we're going to take this upper route here. We're going to be a little careful of the checkpoint up there. I got a save icon, but it wasn't a checkpoint. Okay, fine, whatever. I need to be a little less on the bottom lip there. But there's a safe drop down that we can take, and then we're going to dodge this checkpoint up here, which is the one that we would otherwise get. I hope we can get this trick. Oh, so close. So what we're trying to do is there is a tree back there that we're going to try and land on. You know what? I don't think I want to risk this run. I'm just going to take the checkpoint. Probably should have taken it the first time. So in theory, what you can do here is you can be like, oh, I'll continue dodging the checkpoint. But yeah, you can see my gold is if I were to get that perfectly, which I did not. So I'm just going to take the checkpoint up here. It's a little bit of a time loss because you then have to run all the way back from the checkpoint if you fail it. Or if you get it, once you get it. Easy second try. Okay, well, fine. So we're maintaining stamina here because we have to do a grapple. You are normally supposed to grab the water down here, but this grapple is just barely in reach. Okay, I'll take my plus 40. I'm going to lose a little bit more time on this segment as well. But this is a 112. No, this won't be a 112 because I'm going to lose time on this segment because I have to do the run back. And the gold there is assuming I kept the forest checkpoint, or sorry, the cemetery checkpoint. There's not much left in the run at this point. We're not... Oh. Okay, I missed the jump, but I got the checkpoint. Which is not efficient, but whatever. We're here. We're going to deposit our 3 cores, plus the core that was already here. I just need to make sure I don't get bad camera, but I know how to avoid that, so. Oh, man. 2 minutes is a lot. But this is closing the gap between my semi best. Although I, once again, golded a million segments in this run, so, you know, that's always fun. So the trick here, we have to grapple 2 points here. If we're a little bit too fast, and not even like any percent fast, just like we grapple them too fast, the robot standing up cutscene hasn't quite finished, and so when we jump up here, the camera won't actually pan properly. Don't worry about the fact that I'm floating forever. It's fine. That doesn't have anything to do with it. It happens sometimes that you trigger the cutscene before Hob is landed, and so he doesn't finish landing mid-cutscene. But this game has a mechanic where during a cutscene, Hob will be continuously teleported to a location. So the whole respawn animation plays from the teleported location. Alright. Technically the last trick of the run now, which is getting the rotation skip. Which I could fail and would probably still be fine, but would like to not fail. Oh, okay, well, I missed that, which is embarrassing. That was not the rotation skip. That's just free. It doesn't even have a trick name. You're just supposed to grab that. This is rotation skip, so just barely on the far side of my screen, I can grab that checkpoint, or that grapple point. Hello, Hob. Thank you. Jesus. Almost ran out of stamina. Would really appreciate not having that happen. The running out of stamina part. Okay, and then we should be all good here. Final cutscene. Not much to do wrong. Okay, well, I guess I will be reinserting my wake up time. What if I just pretend it was like a 5:12? No one will know any different. I can. It was like a 5:15. No, lost 3 seconds. Hob, this is what you get for touching corruption. How did you not learn this lesson the first time? Also, like, what is Rogue just, like, praying? Is that how she spends her free time? Jesus. Boring as hell. Anyway, because this is not any percent, we can't do anything in this cutscene. So the run ends with just like a 2.5 minute cutscene, which is truly a thing. And because there's another input after this, you have to choose if you're getting good or bad ending. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Nice to meet you. I am the evil queen. I corrupted this land with my purple goo, and I failed to kill all the other guys. When everything exploded, they were trapped, and they don't like me because of it. So I also brought the butterflies in to further spread corruption. They're very pretty. They corrupted Rogue for me, so she could go do my bidding and bring you here. Anyway, would you like to join me? We have cookies. Yeah, I'm losing like pretty serious amounts of time from that checkpoint and the grapple. But hey, still a PB. We take those.